If you've been walking the same old road for miles and miles, if you've been hearing the same old voice tell the same old lies, if you're trying to feel the same old holes inside, there's a better life. There's a better life. If you got pain, he's a pain taker. If you feel lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom, saving, he's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker.
Welcome to Westside Emmanuel Baptist Church, the church that loves God and loves people. We're in the heart of Bogalusa with Bogalusa on our heart. We look forward to you joining us in person sometime soon as we worship the Lord together.
There's no God like Jehovah. 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 There's
Praise you this morning as we come to this time. I want to introduce to you a very special friend of mine, Miss Helen Cotton. I'm going to ask that you come up at this time. Could we see one of those mics real quick? And as Miss Helen comes, I'd spoken to her the other day, and she's talking about how, just the desire for the Lord to use her. And so as we come up with these, hello, my name is, sermons and all, I'm going to ask Miss Helen to come, and she willingly agreed to give a word of testimony. So would y'all just pray for her? She just shares from her heart what the Lord has laid on it. And so would you welcome her this morning? Amen.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Child of the One True King. There have been times in my past that my name was regret, defeat, failure, broken, added, welcome. Wreckage, lost, unworthy, and disappointment. About 5 years ago, my aunt texted me the name of this video. She wanted me to watch it. And it was the Child of the One True God, One True King. It was during a very dark period of my life. I didn't know things were going to get darker, but I watched it and I ugly cried. I really did, because that was me in that video. And I knew when I watched that it didn't define who I truly, truly was. We all make choices. Sometimes those choices snowball into things that you cannot fix, no matter how hard you try. I realize that we all have name tags from the past. They're not all wonderful. They're not all great. We all have regrets. We've all been defeated. I allowed my past mistakes, my shame, my regrets to falsely define who I am. I allowed the world and the devil to also define who I am. I'm still not perfect today. I still have to remind myself of this song on various occasions. I've prayed daily for God to show me what talents He's given me. What does He want me to do with my life? Because, we all know there's got to be more out there. Doors keep slamming in my face. Every time I think I may get a new opportunity, it doesn't work because of my past. And I start traveling back down that road of, your past is your past, but it never is. It's always there. It always prevents you from doing something. And then I have to remind myself, well, that's not where God wanted me. Where I'm at right now, I enjoy what I do. And I realized a couple of weeks ago that maybe being where I'm at, God is using me, because I do have an opportunity to hire people that nobody else will. I do have an opportunity to give them a second chance that when no one else will. I can tell them my testimony and feel like maybe it'll give them some hope. Maybe they'll see that they're not that name tag of regret or failure or addict, that they can be the child of the one true King, and that they are not defined by their past. God can restore, He can redeem, and He can renew our heart and lives. The devil tries so hard to keep us where he wants us, and I just have to listen to this song over and over and over at times to get through the things that I'm going through. And one of my favorite verses is 1 John 3:1. It says, "See how much our Heavenly Father loves us, for He allows us to be called His children." We really are. But the people that belong to the world, they don't understand this because they are not His children. Thank you.
Amen. I appreciate that word of testimony. Miss Helen, like many of you, are surrounded by a great family. Folks who love her and even in the hardest times have prayed for her. And so to see where the Lord is just bringing her and where the Lord has brought her from, it is only because of the fact that Jesus Christ, no matter who we are or what we're going through, that He's the chain breaker, that He breaks every chain in our life. And so today, because He has done that, you listen to Stanford as we think about, when we think about all the name tags that we could be, and you fill in the blank of your own life, one of the things that I hope you know this morning is that you are redeemed. Christ has set you free. been redeemed or not, you know what it's like for the Lord to come and set you free. And you know what, I want to ask you this question. Do you know that you're redeemed today? If you know that this morning, as we sing this chorus one more time, I'm going to ask you to just stand with me as we sing this part. If you really know, you know what, I've been redeemed. God has set me free from a lot of stuff this morning. And this morning you just testify and say, you know what, this is what's happened in my life. Would you sing that? And I am redeemed. You set me free. So I shake off these heavy chains, wipe away every stain. I'm not who I used to be. I am redeemed. Father, we just come in your presence this morning. Father, we thank you that you love us. We thank you, Father, for the salvation that you give us through Christ. We thank you, Father, this morning that you set us free. Whether it's from a physical chain or a chain of addiction or a chain of just hopelessness, God, that this morning we come to you and we know that you can set us free even today. So we give you all the praise for that in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. But to see you this morning, if you have your Bible, I invite you to turn with me. Turn with me today to the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus is where we're going to be finding our chapter today in Exodus chapter 3. Miss Helen, you are not regret and defeat and the loser and mistake. You are a child of the one true King. I thank the Lord for your life. I just thank and praise the Lord for you. As I look around here today, and I know some of you know what it's like to have a past. Some of you know what it's like to make failures and make mistakes in your life. And boy, folks have given you every single label that you can imagine. And you can fill in the blank. And I didn't even put my name on here. Brother Drew asked me, well, you don't even know who you are. And sometimes that's exactly where we are. You really don't know who you are. Because sometimes you are labeled this and labeled that. And you go through all these different labels that folks have on you. But that is not who you are. That is not who I want you to define yourself as. It is not your past. It is not your parents or what they may have said, either good or bad. It's not what friends have said over the lifetime. It's not even your online profile. You know, sometimes when folks put stuff online, boy, everything looks great, everything looks perfect. Your filter on your hair looks good. You know, your makeup, you can make your face a little bit skinnier. That profile that you have, and that's however nice you want to paint it on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat, whatever it is. You know, some of y'all are tweeters as well. Well, not tweakers, but tweeters. So that is not even who you are there. The reality is that who you are, who am I, is all about who God has made you to be. It is not any title or any description that folks have given you. And so we're going to continue that this morning as we look at a guy by the name of Moses. Hello, my name is Moses. See, in my lifetime, I've gone through times in life when I've really struggled with who am I? I mean, am I my past mistakes? And am I the guy who, got arrested in the mall and had to come out there? Am I the mistakes that I've done there? Am I the ways that I've hurt other people growing up? Is that really who I am? Is it this thing or that thing? Is that who I am? Lifetime, I grew up trying to fit in, just trying to find different groups to say, hello, my name is this. Can I be a part of what you have going on in your life? And so trying to figure all of that out. It happens as a teenager, but some of you even today are still trying to figure out, who am I? What is my purpose in life? What is my life going to be about? How do I define who I am? We all experience times in life that are identity crises. Identity crisis. Who am I? What is my life all about? Moses was about 40 years old when we find him in Exodus chapter 3. And when you find that passage of Scripture, in honor of the Lord and His Word, would you stand with me? Exodus chapter 3, starting in verse 9 through 14. Just a moment of trying to think about, who are you? An identity crisis that Moses went through. This year happened when the people of Israel, the Jewish folks, were in slavery to Egypt, and the Lord finally heard. In verse 9 it says, "Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me, and have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppressed them. Come now, therefore, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt." Now this has nothing to do with the sermon that I'm going to preach, but at verse 9 it says, that the Lord heard the cry of the children of Israel. Can I tell you this morning, no matter who you are or what you are going through, that the Lord actually hears your cry. That you are not abandoned. You are not in some place that God cannot reach you. God cannot hear you. That you are above and beyond anything that God can do. No, the Lord still hears our cry. So verse 11, but Moses said to the Lord, he said, who am I, that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? And so he said, I will certainly be with you, and this shall be a sign to you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain. You say, why have I been redeemed? Why have I been set free? Why is the Lord working in my life? Well, I'm a child of the King. It's so that you can serve God. Serve God wherever he leads you. So I shall serve God on this mountain. Verse 13, then Moses said to God, indeed, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, the God of your forefathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And God said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. Father, this morning, you are the great I am. You have set us free. You have given us a new life. You are the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and you still want to call us your children. Today, Father, would you help us to find our identity in Jesus Christ? In his name we pray. Amen. So verse 11, you can be seated this morning. Thank you for that. Verse 11 says it real simple. Moses asked the question that many of you ask the Lord sometimes, who am I? Well, what is my life all about? Who am I? Now let me give you a little bit of background on Moses. Moses was part of the Jewish people. They were in bondage to the Egyptians. All of a sudden, they had been there for about 400 years. But these Egyptian folks just began to throw the hammer down on these guys. I mean, they began to oppress them in ways that was unimaginable. And so all of a sudden, when they were just to put the hammer down on them, these Jewish folks just had baby after baby after baby. They were beginning to multiply so great that they actually outnumbered the Egyptians during that time. And so the pharaohs began to say, you know what, this is what we need to do. We need to take any boy babies that are born to these Jewish women, and we need to kill each and every one of them. Let the girls survive, but we're going to kill every one of those boys. Now that was troubling to the Moses' parents. And all of a sudden they said, you know what, we can't have our child killed. And so for 3 months they hid little Moses away, but then it got to a point where they could no longer do that. And so if you remember the story, they actually hid him in a little basket, and then they sent him down the Nile River. Well, God's providence and the way God always works things out, all of a sudden there's Pharaoh's daughter. She's the princess of the time. She goes out to the river and she finds this basket. She hears the little cry of a baby, and all of a sudden she picks this little child up and she takes him to her home, and she begins to raise this little Moses, one who is drawn out. She raises little Moses in her household, and for 40 years Moses is raised there in the greatest kingdom of all during that time, in Pharaoh's house. He enjoyed all the education, all the pleasures, all the financial things. I mean, he was well taken care of. There Moses was. He was well taken care of. But he was our original basket case. And some of you know you're sitting next to one of those this morning. Am I right? You know exactly what I'm talking about, because this here was Moses. He was the original basket case. And so here he is. He's just being taken care of by the Lord for 40 years in the house of Egypt. He's raised in the king's house for 40 years. But then all of a sudden, he must have known that, you know what, I don't belong here. I'm not an Egyptian. I can tell by the way that I look. I can tell by the way people look at me that I'm not really one of these Egyptians. That I look at these slaves around me and I identify with them. I understand what they're going through. There's something in me that connects with these folks. And all of a sudden he sees one of these Jewish boys getting beaten up. I mean, beaten bad by an Egyptian. And if you remember the story, Moses couldn't take that. There's something inside him that raised up, and he actually killed that Egyptian. And then he tried to bury this Egyptian in the sand. Unfortunately, there were some guys who saw him. So the next day, he sees some Jewish folks arguing, and as they're arguing, Moses tries to step in and break up the fight and say, guys, we don't need to do this. But if you remember the story, the way it works is all of a sudden these guys says, you know what are you going to do? You're going to kill us as well? Pharaoh finds out, he begins to chase them, and then Moses flees to a place of Midian. There he is, 40 years old. He flees from all that he's known, a new life, a new surroundings, new people that he has gotten to get along with, and he doesn't fit in anywhere. He's not an Egyptian, he's not a Jew, and he's just finding this identity crisis inside of him where nothing is the same. Some of you understand that. I've talked to some little kids this year who are going into the new school year where, they've got lockers now. So they're trying to figure out, I've got my new locker. And, some of them have moved into high school. And, some of them are moving into a new sports team. Or some of them have all these changes that they're going through and trying to navigate and figure out. Everything is new to them. Now, that is true for kids. But for some of us, we have all these suddenly crises as well. Suddenly a relationship that you counted on all your life is suddenly gone and it is no more. So suddenly that job that you depended on is suddenly no longer a part of your life. Suddenly you're looking towards your future and you're trying to figure out, what do I do with my future and how do I make these things work and adjust in my life? And they are not quite the same. And so we have this identity crisis where we figure out, who am I? Well, what is my life am I all about? Am I Egyptian or am I Jewish? Am I free or slave? Who do I belong to? Who are my people? What is my life going to be about? And that's the same thing that we experience at times. Who am I? Do I go back to my old way of living, or do I find some new way of doing my life? Do I just trust in the things that I've always known, or do I step out in faith and say, God, this is where you're leading me, and God, this is what you're doing in my life? What do I do with my life? And I can't go backwards to the old Egypt, the old way of life, but I'm not sure if I can move forward, because in moving forward, there's so much fear and so much angst and so much things that I'm not certain of. So what do I do with my life? Who am I? I was talking to the kids. Sometimes, I ask my kids about my sermons. They know what I'm going to preach the next day. Because I figured, if they get bored, if they don't understand it, then I just need to change the whole thing. Because they'll be real honest with me. TBH, right? Sylvia, that's what she taught me last night. So TBH, if you ever see that, you're texting along and stuff, and one of your kids says, TBH, what does that mean? Anybody know what that means? To be honest. All right, so let's to be honest. All right, let's TBH it real quick. Let's be honest with one another. This is how you can tell what you find your identity in your life. If you really want to know, who am I? Who do you really feel? Well, I just feel like my identity is in Jesus Christ. No, that's a good church thing to say, but who do you really figure out my identity is? This is how you do that. If something is taken away from you and your world falls apart, then that's really who you think you are. So I'm not sure what that means. If something is taken away from you and your world falls apart, that's who you really think you are. Let me give you an example. How many of you mothers have spent all of your life, or all of your grown life, or all the life that you've had with your kids, and all of a sudden, when those kids get to that point where they're about to leave the house, and we call it the empty nest, and all of a sudden, those kids are no longer with you, and they're about to leave the house, what happens? A lot of women, men as well, their life will begin to fall apart. Why? Because your whole life has been about that child. And when that child is no longer part of your life and they've moved on to somewhere else, then all of a sudden your whole world falls apart. Why? Because your identity was found in that child. Some of you men, whenever you get to that retirement age and stuff, and you're no longer working like you used to, and your whole life has been wrapped around that job, and then all of a sudden, you get to retirement, or all of a sudden you lose your job, all of a sudden you're no longer working like you used to. What happens? Your whole world begins to get on edge because you can't figure out, who am I? I used to be an employee, I used to work, I used to get up and do these things, and now I don't do those anymore. And so you're trying to figure out who is your identity. Some of us guys, and I know this happens to ladies as well, but there's this thing called a midlife crisis. You end up buying Harleys when you can't even ride a motorcycle and stuff. And you're having this crisis of identity. Like, man, who am I? And for the rest of my life, what is my whole life going to be about? And so we go through these times of crisis. For example, one of the greatest crises I've seen even this past weekend is because my kids, I just took their phone away for a couple of hours. You would have thought that the world was coming to an end. I mean, they were having withdrawals and stuff. They had no idea what to do with themselves. They had to talk to their dad. I mean, it was like, what are we doing? Because I don't have my thing in front of me. Why? Because their identity is so often found in all those people that they can tweet and the likes that they get and the people that, admire whatever they do, a little smiley face or a little frowny face, whatever it is. Their whole world is wrapped up in all of those things. Whenever something is taken away from you, whenever something's taken away from you, that's where you find your identity. And Moses had a choice to make. Where am I going to find my identity now that everything is stripped away from me? Now that everything's taken away, what is the choice that I have to make? Can I ask you real quick to turn to the book of Hebrews? Hebrews chapter 11, it gives us a little bit of insight. Hebrews chapter 11 gives us some insight as far as what was Moses experiencing. When he had to figure out, who am I really? What is my life going to be about? Well, what decisions do I need to make? Well, Hebrews chapter 11, starting verse 23, listen to what the choices that he had to make. By faith, Moses, when he was born, was hidden 3 months by his parents because they saw he was a beautiful child and they were not afraid of a king's command. All right, we understand that. Verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he became of age, when he was 40 years old, he refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the passing pleasures of sin, esteeming the reproach of Christ greater than the treasures in Egypt, for he looked to the reward. You say, what does that mean? Can I tell you this morning? I'll tell you what it means. Moses had to make a choice. Moses had to decide, who am I going to be? And here's some of the choices they made. Verse 24 says, you know what? He refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. So what did he do? He had all of the riches and pleasures that were offered to him. He could have lived that way, but he said, no, I'm making a choice to refuse that. Verse 25 says that he chose to suffer affliction with the people of God and enjoy the passing pleasures of sin. Verse 26 says he esteemed the reproach of Christ. You say, what does all that mean? He made a choice. Do I live the comfortable life of living according to the world and according to Pharaoh? Is this how I ought to live, just doing whatever I ought to do, and just go with the flow and let everything happen? Or do I choose to live like a slave? Do I choose to live the other way? Do I choose to live a life that will please God? I could either please the world and just have everything that the pleasures of the world have to offer, or I could reject all of that and just live according to the ways of God and choose Him, knowing that the pleasures of Christ is greater than anything that I'll find. He had a choice to make. And you know what, today, if you want to figure out who am I, what is my identity, it all is wrapped up in a choice that you have to make. You have to make a choice today. You can either choose to say, you know what, I'm gonna follow the ways of the world, or I'm gonna follow the ways of God. I'm gonna do the things that God would be pleased with and just love Him, or I'm gonna do the things that would please the world and my flesh and the desires that are there. So he had to make a choice. Do I live free? Do I suffer with Jesus? Do I live in sin, or do I experience the blessings of the Lord but still end up not having all the things that I could have had in the world? Moses had a choice, and you have a choice as well. Can I tell you where the greatest freedom is found? If you want to know, I've been set free, I've been redeemed, I've been bought back. You know where the greatest freedom is found? It is in the freedom in saying, this is who I am in Christ, this is who the Lord has called me to be, and I am comfortable in my own skin because this is who God has made me to be. You know why that's freeing? Because how many times do you do things because you're worried about what someone else will say, or what someone else will think, or what someone else will do because of who they think you are? But when you are finding your identity in Christ, it doesn't matter who is in your life or who is out of your life, because you realize, you know what, my identity is not dependent on, if they love me or if they don't love me, if they like me or if they don't like me. You can do whatever you want to. Who I am is in Christ, and that doesn't change. There is something freeing to me. I remember when I first became a Christian, gave my life to Christ when I was 19. I've been drugging and thugging and all those other kind of things. And so when I gave my life to Jesus Christ when I was 19 years old, all of a sudden He changed my whole life. He changed my heart, He changed my inside, He changed from the inside out. And so when He changed my life, guess what happened? A couple of years later, I remember I given my life to Christ, surrendered to the ministry, and then I was going to preach my very first sermon. It was at Harvest Baptist Church. They trusted me with a Sunday night. And so here I was, boy, I was about 20 years old, 21 years old, and I was about to preach my very first sermon. It was about 15 minutes. And some of y'all are like, I wish that would happen nowadays. But it was about 15 minutes long. And I remember, boy, at that time, I had an oversized suit on, because I couldn't follow, so I had a big old suit. And I remember, when you preach, you're supposed to give like 3 points and make sure they kind of rhyme and stuff. And then, you get those 3 points, and afterwards you say a story to make somebody cry, and then afterwards, you leave. And so you just sit there. So it was about 15 minutes. It was the shortest sermon. Brother Ronald would always tell me a great sermon is one that starts well, finishes well, and then the two meet as quickly as possible, is what Brother Ronald would always tell me. And so some of y'all are like, I agree with that idea. But I remember at that time, boy, I just felt so uncomfortable. I wasn't sure, this isn't really who I am. This isn't who God has created me to be. And I would have never imagined as a 21-year-old boy that, I come back one day and I'd have a t-shirt on in church. What preacher wears a t-shirt on in church? That's just not acceptable. But you know what? I figured out a long time ago. I'm going to be whoever the Lord called me to be. This is who I am. This is all you get. This is who the Lord has created me to be. And there is something freeing in saying, you know what, man, if you don't like my bald head, then that's your business. That's not mine. If you don't like the fact that I don't use Just for Men on my beard, then that's fine with me. If you don't like the fact that my ears are kind of flopping really big, hey, that's your deal. That ain't me. Because I that confident in who God has made me to be. It's not about me, it's about what Christ has done. And so I find freedom in that. There's freedom in knowing, you know what, if you're in my life or not in my life, it's going to hurt when you're gone. But you know what, I'm not going to devastate it. I'm not going to be just down in the dumps. Why? Because my identity, my security is found in Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter if I have all the money in the world, that wouldn't hurt. If I had all the money in the world or I had nothing at all, in the end, my identity is not in what I have or who I have in my life. My identity is just found in Christ. There's nothing freeing like that to just be who God has called you to be. But you have to make a choice. You can either reject the things of the world or you're going to reject the things of Christ. You can either live your life according to the way everybody else lives their life, or you can live your life for Jesus Christ. You have to find your identity in Jesus Christ. I kind of ended up with this. Moses asked some really great questions. The first one that he asked in verse 11 of Exodus chapter 3, he said, "Who am I?" Who am I? All right, that's a question that you need to ask for yourself. Who am I really? Am I just a mother? Am I just single? Am I just, this label that somebody's given me? Am I my past mistakes or sins? Who are you? That's a great question. But he asked another question in verse 13, Exodus 3:13. He not only says, "Who am I?" but he says, "Who are you?" Who do I tell him that sent me? Who are you? You may have noticed in Exodus 3:14, this is what the Lord says. He says, "You know what, Moses, when they ask about who I am, let me tell you who I am. I am that I am. I am who I am." You ought to get to know that name. It's about 6,000 times in the Old Testament when that name, I am who I am, is included right there. You ought to know that God is the God who is right there. He is not I was, He is not I will be, but He says, I am. Right in the middle of your life, I am right there. Right in the middle of your sorrow and your pain, I am right there. Right in the middle of everything that you're going through. He says, "You know what? I am who I am. I am right there with you. I am the God of all creation. I am the God who just spoke and the world was created. I am the God who just parted the Red Sea. I am the God who just has created everything about you. I am the God who is the master of the universe. I am the God who has just done everything for you. I've created you. I've sustained you. I've loved you. I've been with you." That is who God says, "I am who I am." You ought to just get to know that God. And that's what he says. He says, "Well, who do I tell people that you are?" And he says, "You know what? Let me just tell you, Moses, who I am. I can give you all the descriptions." But he says, "No, I just am who I am." And even in the New Testament, Jesus comes around the scene. He says, "Let me tell you, I am he as well. I am the light of the world. I am the bread of life. I'm the door. I'm the good shepherd. I'm the vine." And he even says, "I am the resurrection and the life. And he who comes to me shall never die, and he shall always live." Friends, you ought to get to know the great I am. You know who you are, but he says, "Let me tell you who I am." And this is where it just gets amazing to me. In Exodus 3:12, Moses says, "Who am I?" The Lord says, "Let me tell you who I am." And then in Exodus 3:12, he says, "I will certainly be with you." You see, you want to find your identity? Moses, you can't find it apart from the Lord. Apart from the Lord, you'll always be labeled by your sin and by your past and by your mistakes. You'll always be labeled as a failure. You'll always be labeled by your addiction in the past. You'll always be labeled by this mistake and that mistake, and people won't let you get past that. And that's who you are apart from me. You can't go back. You can't go forward. You're just stuck and you're not stirred. That's who you are apart from me. But listen, Moses says, "Moses, but I'm going to be with you. I will be with you." Friends, come hell or high water, God says he will be with you. In the lowest point of your life or the peak of your life, he says, "I will be with you." Today, I don't know what new crises you're facing. I don't know what things are going on in your life, what pain and mistakes and heartache and stuff that just rips your soul apart, where you feel like there's no one who understands. My whole life is just craziness going on. And he says, "No, my dear friend, I will be with you." You ought to just praise the Lord for that in your life, that he doesn't leave you like some folks will. He doesn't just say, "No, it's a little bit too much to handle. My hands can't get dirty with this one. It's just I can't deal with that anymore." He says, "No, I will be with you." Apart from Christ, we are nothing. But when Christ is with us, when he's right there by our side, he just says, "You know what? I will be with you." You notice in Hebrews 11, the first words are very part of that. He says, "By faith." By faith, Moses did this. By faith, Moses did that. By faith, Moses made this choice. And today, you can either live like a child of the king or you can live like a slave. And by faith, you know what I'm going to choose? I'm going to choose to say, "You know what, Lord? I could get wrapped up in all my mistakes and all my past and all my sins and all my failures, but not today, Lord, not today. Devil, no more condemnation over my life. I'm going to live like a child of the one true King. I'm going to say, Lord, you know my mistakes and failures. You know just as well as everybody in Bogalusa knows whatever label or title they want to give me. But I'm like, no, that's not what I'm going to accept. I'm going to say today, I'm going to live by faith as a child of the one true King. We got some friends that are getting ready to go to Disney. Let me tell you a little Disney story as we close. The guy's name was Timothy. Timothy had adopted a beautiful little 8-year-old girl. This little girl, though, she had been with another family who tried to adopt her, but her moments of rage and her moments of just utter the words that she would say, it just didn't work out with this family. So this family actually, somehow they dissolved their relationship with this child, and they said, you know what, she's no longer a part of our family, and we just give her back. She was too much to handle, too much to deal with. And some of you in your own life, you're probably like that as well. Too much to handle, too much to deal with. Every label that they want to give you is just too much. And so all of a sudden Timothy says, you know what, he wanted to adopt this girl. He knew her issues, he knew her problem, he knew she was a basket case and all that other kind of stuff. He knew everything about her, but he said, I want this girl to be a part of my family. So all of a sudden, she had heard, this former family, what they would do is whenever they would take their other 2 girls on vacation to Disney World, they would always leave this little girl back with family and friends. They just knew that she would be too much trouble, and so they would never take her to Disney. She heard about it, but then they just never would take her. And so this Timothy guy, when he said, you know what, I want this girl to be a part of my family, he actually told her, heard about her story about Disney, and said, you know what, I'm going to take you to Disney World. And so a couple of months in advance, he told her, hey, we got the little armbands and everything, we're going to Disney World. Now, you would think that this would be a great thing for this girl, but she began to act up in every single way. She would say things to her sisters that were there in that family that would just be heart-wrenching to this father as he heard this new girl come into the family and just begin to tear his own girls apart. She began to act up in ways that she would steal food, even though if she would have just asked, she would have received it. She began to lie over and over again to this family. I mean, just her actions were just horrible. And one day, the dad, a couple of weeks prior to their trip, he just sat her on his lap and just wanted to have a little conversation with her. And the first thing that this little girl would say when she looked at her dad, she says, you know what, I guess you're not taking me to Disney World. Dad looked at her and says, you know what, are you a part of this family? She just kind of nodded her head. Is this family going to Disney World? She just kind of nodded her head. Then you're going with us. We're not leaving you behind. Now you would imagine that, maybe her behavior changed. Well, she didn't trust anything that this man said. And so her behavior actually began to escalate and get a little bit worse. And even the day that they were driving down to Disney, man, it just got worse. And, every rest stop that they went to, every hotel that they were about to stop at, just a horrible time. She just acted out in every single way. And even that first day of Disney, here she is, they're going throughout Disney World, and she just begins to act up, but you notice as she's getting more exhausted, and as she just begins to look and the wonder of Disney, the overpriced food, and little, things that are running around, and all that kind of stuff, well, there's something magical that still happens in her life, and when she gets to the end of the day, and they're sitting down in the hotel room, all of a sudden her dad looks at her, Timothy looks at this little precious girl and says, well, how was your day at Disney? He said that she closed her eyes and she snuggled up on her little unicorn, and she says, Daddy, I finally got to go to Disney, but it wasn't because I was good. It's because I'm yours. It wasn't because I'm good. It's because I'm yours. When you get into a relationship with the Lord, can I tell you, it ain't because you're good. Because all those things that people want to label you in your life, they're probably true. Because you've probably been that. And you probably were like that. And you probably acted like that. That's probably who they can say, you know what, every time they see you, that's all they think. You can't be set free from that. It's always something that haunts you and follows you and goes with you everywhere. And that's fine. They can say whatever they want. They can think whatever they want. But it's not because we're good. It's because we're His. And you see, when you're His, because I'm yours, Because I'm yours, then you get to experience the blessing of new life in Christ. Because I'm yours, that's when you allow Him to erase whatever name that folks have had, to mark every one of those things out, and say, you know what, I've been set free. I'm a child of the one true King. And so you've got a choice to make today. You've got a choice to make today, and the choice is this. Hello, my name is. Is it going to be, well, this is my job, or this is my role, or this is what I do, or this is what I have, or this is what I've done, or this is what people have said about me. Then maybe it'll be all of those things right there. If you're living your life based on what everybody says and what everybody thinks, what everybody wonders about you, can I tell you, it's time to throw all of that stuff away and say, you know what, my life, my identity, who I really am, is because of Jesus Christ. Hello, my name is child of the one true King. I've been saved, I've been set free. Amazing grace is the song I sing. Hello, my name is child of the one true King. Father, we just come to you today. And Father, we come just as we are. Broken and hurting. And Father, I just believe today that some folks here have a crisis that they've been dealing with. Some folks have been going through problems where people have either walked in their life or out of their life. Some folks have had crises of wondering, you know what, am I this addiction or that addiction? Am I this sin or that sin? Am I this past mistake or that past mistake? Whatever it might be today, Lord. Lord God, I pray that you just bring a heavenly eraser through the blood of Christ and mark out every one of those names. And today, Lord God, you'd allow us to say we are children of the one true King. Set us free. Redeem us through the blood of Christ. Give us the hope that only comes through Christ today. So, Father, I pray if there's someone here who's never given their life to Christ, doesn't know what it's like to receive the free pardon of sin and have new life in Jesus Christ, find their identity in Him, that today, Father God, that you'd bring them home. Help them by faith, like Moses did, to make a choice that lasts forever. Father God, I also pray for us who are believers in Christ, who've walked with you like Moses did, but at times we fall away. At times we doubt, at times we question. That today, Father God, we'd allow you to erase every one of those doubts and just write child of the one true King. Thank you, Father, that by faith we can come to you. May we be changed by you today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Friends, thank you for joining us today at Westside Emmanuel Baptist Church, the church that loves God and loves people. We hope you'll be able to join us this coming Sunday at 10:30 a.m. or 6 o'clock in the evening time. Wednesdays at 6 o'clock for our prayer service, and we also have youth and children's activities as well. We look forward to seeing you. Hope to meet you in person here in Bogalusa with Bogalusa on our heart. We hope to see you soon.